Now we are going to start with the preparation. So we have few important substances from which we can actually prepare the haloalkanes. So just look at the board. They are alcohols. As you all know, alcohols are ROH, the general formula. We can prepare it from alkenes, that means a compound which contain at least one double bond in it. Alkanes, you all know that paraffins, that is the compound of carbon with single bond, and silver salts of carboxylic acid, that means this thing. So we can prepare by these methods. So first I am taking into consideration that is the alcohol. So as you can see that, as you all know that alcohols are basically ROH, right. So we can prepare alkyl halide from alcohol by using three things. One is the phosphorus halides. So basically I have wrote PCl5 and PCl3. You can take phosphorus bromide also and phosphorus this thing tribromide also or pentabromide. So I have taken PCl5 and PCl3. You can take any phosphorus halide. We are just concerned that it reacts with phosphorus halide actually. Second is thionyl chloride, and third is by use of halogen acid. So now we will look one by one that actually how they help in formation of alkyl halide from alcohol. So first preparation what we are doing is from alcohol. So the first method, as I told you, is we can prepare by using this thing, the phosphorus halides. So let's say PCl5, PCl3 or PBr5, we can use that, right. And the basic things behind this reaction to occur is that we all know that the bond between C and X is polar, partial negative and partial positive charge. So we can also we can have this CH bond. So that means this bond formed is slightly stronger as compared to this bond. That is why the haloalkanes are slightly more, they are also stable because they have the dipole interactions between them. But still they show many kind of nucleophilic elimination reaction or something that we will discuss in the chemical properties. But here our concern is to learn that how it is formed from alcohol first. So it is formed by using the phosphorus halides, that is the PCl5, PCl3, PBr5 like that. So let's look for the general reaction. Let us say that this is alcohol, right, any alcohol. R can be anything, you know that, ranges from 1 to many. We are adding PCl5. So what do we get? We get our alkyl halide, that is RCl. Along with that we get POCl3. And along with that we get hydrochloric acid. Let's take one example. So let's say we have methanol. I am adding PCl5 to it. So what I'll get RCl. So that means I'll get methyl chloride and my side products will remain same, POCl3 plus HCl. So as I took PCl5, likewise I can take PCl3 also. So let's write the general reaction for that. So again Rx, that is RCl, and the byproduct in this case will be phosphoric acid, right. So this is the reaction by which we can use the PCl3 and we add it into alcohol and we get the alkyl halide. Just write an example. Let's say again we have methanol, we add phosphorus trichloride, we need to have RCl. So this is our RCl, methyl chloride, and along with that we get a phosphoric acid. So this is the reaction by which by using PCl5 or phosphorus halides we can actually prepare the alcohol. But you know that there is a certain limitation to this process actually. The limitation is that, like if we talk of primary alkyl halide, so yield is good. But if we take into consideration 2nd degree or 3rd degree, then the yield is low. So that means this method is generally used for preparing the primary alkyl halides, not the secondary or the tertiary, but the yield, because the yield that is produced by this reaction is generally low for 2 degree and 3 degree. Otherwise, it is good method for the primary formation of primary alkyl halides. So the second method what we are going to do is from thionyl chloride. Now you must be thinking that what is thionyl chloride? It is SOCl2, and here the reaction is going to take place in presence of pyridine. So let's write a general reaction. So we have our alcohol ROH, we are going to add thionyl chloride, and this reaction obviously occur in presence of pyridine. And what do we get? RX, RCl, right? And the byproducts HCl and SO2. These are volatile, they just escape. So it is hydrochloride gas and this is sulfur dioxide gas. So like we'll take an example for that. Let's say methanol, we add SOCl2 in presence of same the pyridine. What do we get? RCl. So this is CH3Cl. Along with that we get SO2 and HCl. They are volatile, they will escape. Actually this method is a good method because in this the byproducts are volatile. So they don't contaminate the product, right. So this is what is the formation of alcohol by using, formation of alkyl halide by using alcohol and reacting it with the thionyl chloride. There is a special name given to this process, that is Darzin's method. This is called as Darzin's method. So you can use thionyl chloride to prepare by reacting with alcohol in order to prepare the alkyl halide. Third, we can use the halogen acid also. So let's use the halogen acid. We know that halogen acid is the halogen, the hydrogen and with some halogen. It can be HBr, it can be HI, it can be HCl, it can be HF, any. But mostly the acids which are used are these because their reactivity in this order. So they are mostly preferred, right. So now what is the basic reaction which is going to happen is, let's say ROH reacts with let's say HX. So what general reaction is going to take place? And one more thing, this reaction actually takes place in presence of a dehydrating agent, can be anhydrous ZnCl2 or concentrated sulfuric acid. We can use either of because we need a dehydrating agent here. So which will just eliminate the water. So let's say it is anhydrous ZnCl2. So what is going to happen? This R will get combined with this X and this will combine to form water because this will actually absorb the water. And moreover, you know that what is the function of these things? Anhydrous ZnCl2 and concentrated H2SO4, this somehow weaken this bond. It actually weakens the bond so that the product formed is, you can say, so that the product is formed. So this is what is the reaction. Let's take an example. Methanol, let's say HCl, ZnCl2 anhydrous, RCl, methyl chloride with water. We have a special name for this reaction in which we add hydrogen chloride and we get the methyl chloride, and that is something called as Groove's process. It is called as Groove's process. Likewise, we can do it by adding another halogen acid. Let's say CH3OH, I am adding HBr. So what do I get? The same thing, anhydrous ZnCl2, that is RCl with H2. Likewise, I can do it for by adding hydrogen iodic acid also. But here you don't need to take any acid, don't take any H2SO4 anhydrous ZnCl2. What we prefer to take is phosphoric acid because we need a weak acid. So it forms CH3I plus H2. So this is what is the reaction, that is by using these compounds, by reacting them with alcohol, you can actually form the haloalkanes. So you can see that from alcohol we can prepare by using phosphorus halides. So the simple thing, RCl, RX, that means POCl3, because whenever you are using PCl5, your byproduct is going to be POCl3 and HCl. But whenever you are using PCl3, your byproduct is going to be RX. Along with that, you will get a phosphoric acid, H3PO3. You need to remember that. And also you need to remember about the limitation for this process. The yield of 1 degree is good, but comparatively 2 and 3 degrees low. And for thionyl chloride, it is a good method because when you react, the byproducts are volatile, HCl and SO2. They will escape, they will not contaminate the main product. And this is something called as Darzin's method. We can also form by using a halogen acid, but whenever we are using a halogen acid, you have to keep in mind that we will be using a dehydrating agent, mostly anhydrous ZnCl2 or concentrated sulfuric acid, because here we need to weaken the bond so that the water is eliminated. So this is what happened here, and it is like when you add a halogen chloride, hydrogen chloride to an alcohol, it is basically called as a groups process. So this is how you are going to carry out that. By using alcohol you can prepare the haloalkanes. So let's start with the second method, that is the alkenes, that how you can prepare the haloalkanes by using the alkenes. So just look at the board.